Hi, my name is Kat, and I kind of played around today. It's funny because I got a few new products the last time I was out and shopped. What? Anyway, I got this Sephora and Pantone Universe color single. It's the color code prismatic shadow block, and it's really I don't know, I think it might be a cream. It's a really interesting texture. Like, I expected it to be a powder, and then when I got into it I was like, this doesn't feel like a powder. But anyway, I initially wanted to do these emerald, like an emerald halo eye, and then I brought in, what did I bring in? You know the Revealed palette from Coastal Scents? I used a little bit of this color, which I actually swatched right here, and it's kind of a cobalty, deep blue-toned silver shadow, and then I was like, this kind of reminds me of like oil slicky, and it's almost like a little teal because of the blue and the green. So then I brought in the Urban Decay Electric palette and used a little bit of Fringe, and I actually used a little bit of Freak as well. So this will definitely be in my electric palette series playlist and my Halo Eye playlist, and it's kind of like I think it's really pretty, and I think you could make it more glam if you added, you know, winged liner and lashes, and, you know, you had on lip liner and like contour and bold brows. It could be that kind of look, but I feel like it's really another one of my like diffused, colorful looks. And I think when I do the voiceover, I'll kind of give some like tips and just talk about working with eyeshadows, because I feel like that's what people like in my videos. So I hope you can see how gorgeous I think this eye look is. I think it was, for me, sheer dumb luck, but for you, you know, it could be strategic and come out really fun and pretty. So I'll just get right to it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. See you soon. Okie dokie. So getting started, I used a City Color matte blush as my transition shade. And then I actually grabbed this NYC palette. I can't remember the name of it, but something for green eyes. You don't need this. And there's a cream highlight, and I put some of that down and then topped it off with a powder. But throughout the day, my eyeshadow was creasing really bad, so I don't know if it was this or if it was the other cream shadow I used, but just to put that out there, this NYC thing wasn't working great for me. But that was just a little bit of a light base, and then I'm taking that emerald shadow that I mentioned earlier, and I'm just starting by putting some of that on my outer corner with a little brush, just a little standard eyeshadow brush. And then I put a little bit on the inner corner too. This is how I've started out all of the halo eyes that I've posted so far. How many have I posted? Like 2. But yeah, I just put a little bit of shadow on the outer corner, a little bit on the inner corner, and then I go from there. This is just kind of my starting point. And then you can see I'm kind of thickening it up on the inner corner because I feel like my eyelids get really small on the inner corners. They kind of like really taper off, like the actual lid part isn't that big, so that's what I just did. And then I'm just connecting the inner and outer corners, and I'm making these faces and doing this to show you, to just kind of talk about how your face and eyelids are moving things, you know, 3-dimensional. So I would make sure you look at your eyeshadow in different angles, especially when you're like looking straight into your mirror with your eyes open, because that's how you usually see yourself. So there, I'm just putting a little bit on the lower lash line. I didn't really know where this look was going when I started out, but it turned out pretty cool. So this, me putting down the green in the beginning could have probably been sped up a little bit. Just think of this part as me doing like the framework of a halo eye, just like the simplest halo eye possible. And then you can see that I grabbed a little brush, and this is when I realized that I was working with a cream shadow. I was like, wait, this is not a powder. But I just took a little tiny Ulta brush that I actually got in like a platinum perk thing or something like that, and then I just packed more of it on the outer corner and a little bit on the inner corner, and then blended it out a little bit more. So once again, this is kind of like the beginning of my halo eye, and I had some highlight on my inner corner, but I ended up putting a little bit of green over it because a halo eye has that going on. So then I just packed a little bit more green. At this point, I still was like, oh, just a plain green halo eye, and then I was looking at it and was like, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so here is where it started to get out of hand. So I'm just taking a little e.l.f. blending brush, and I dipped into the green from the electric palette, the light green, and used that as kind of my blendy shade, just to make sure everything's diffused. And then I grabbed my Coastal Scents Revealed palette and went into the kind of bluey gray shade, and there you can see I kind of swatched it so you could see how different it is from the green. And I feel like this is what made the tutorial interesting. I used the silver color in the outer corner just as kind of a definer, and then I took a teal color and used that on the outer corner. Wait, what? I used both of them. Okay, but the silver color I ended up using more in the inner corner. You can see that I'm kind of building it up in the inner corner, and then I ended up using the teal on the outer corner. That's what I was trying to say. So there I'm taking the teal from the electric palette, and I started out on the lower lash line. I didn't think I was going to do a lot of lower lash line work, but then I was like, you know what? Whatever. And then you can see that I'm doing an outer C instead of an outer V. I'm really trying to keep the halo round, a round halo. And then you can see I'm just hitting the inner corners just to get a little bit of that color there. And then I'm going in with my brush that I had the light green on and kind of blending through. And I feel like once the silver and the teal hit the green that was already shimmery, it just became amazing. So then I just took a little bit of white. This is Polyester Bride from Urban Decay, and I'm just putting a little bit of that on my lid, upper and lower, just right in the center, which gives it that halo eye thing. And then you can see I'm just doing some touch-ups and blending, so you can see that eye looks can start one place and end in another. I feel like it almost looks glossy because of all the different layers. But anyway, now I'm putting on blush. I don't know, I feel like my old blush techniques have been bad. I don't know. This isn't a video about blush. So, here I'm putting on some highlight. It's a cream highlight from the brand Beauty Treats. It's like a little, not compact, palette. And then I'm just using a pink highlighter to kind of top it off. And you can see I'm doing my Cupid's bow and my nose. This is definitely, like, I know I've done halo eyes before, but the rest of the look is pretty different for me. So all I'm putting in my brows is an Ulta tinted, like, brow gel. I think the shade is actually blonde, which is funny because I have really dark brown hair, but I feel like it didn't look that crazy once everything was said and done. But you can see I kind of went for a really messy brow. And then I'm just putting on a really light coat of mascara, and then I actually did an even lighter coat on the lower lash line, and I actually combed my lashes down because I really didn't want my lashes to interfere with the look. And then I started putting on this kind of purpley lipstick, and then I was like, no, it looks too, like, Barbie-ish. So I took a tissue and I blotted most of it off, kind of like rubbed it around, and then I took the ColourPop lippy sticks in the shade Blood. It's actually the only one I have. I have some Ultra Mattes and a few other things, but I don't have any other lippy sticks. So you can see I just kind of patted it in the center, And then I'm adding a little bit more bronzer. And then I do a touch of contour, which I don't even know if this made a difference. I don't know. I'll have to use this NYX taupe thing more. And then that is the finished look. If you have any questions, let me know, because sometimes I get kind of like carried away with these voiceovers, but hopefully you like the look. I think it turned out really, really cool. I'll put a picture in the description, and that's it. Bye-bye. So once again, here's the finished look. I feel like I've talked enough. This video is probably long enough, so I just want to take this moment and say thank you for watching this, and if you've supported and watched my other stuff, and if you follow me on Tumblr or my more than one of my Tumblrs, because I have a main blog and a makeup blog specifically for makeup. If you have supported me in the past, I want to thank you. I've actually said before that I'm gonna quit YouTube. I've actually quit YouTube 2 or 3 times, like in my person who uses the internet career. I don't know. I don't think at this point I will really commit and be like, I'm going to, focus a lot of my attention on YouTube and like really, really try hard to make that happen. I don't think that's what's gonna happen, but I do feel like filming gives me incentive to try new things, and it's really just helping me build my artistry. So if you have requests, if you like my content and want me to keep creating content, I will, for sure. Like, if I get a request, I will do it. I'm saying I'm taking requests, but at the same time, like, if you like my content, let me know, because I'm not gonna be, putting out what I'm not getting back in, if that makes sense. So, wow, it's really windy outside. But anyway, basically, in conclusion, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna kind of be here off and on unless something crazy happens. So, I'll see you next time I see you. Once again, thanks so much for the support. Bye.